Hello, guys and gals and non-binary pals. Happy Pride Month. Thanks to all my subs and patrons who make this series possible, by the way. I didn't shout that out on the last video. We're doing something a little bit different. If you saw the last video, you'll realize what this one's about. I'm throwing out a ton of content right now because we want to do the new loyalty event, which is a monocolor deck challenge. So you're trying to make decks that are only of one color. You can do 5 runs to go for the leaderboard, and then as many runs as you want. It's going to last a week until next Thursday. So I want to get out as many videos as possible. We want to do one of each color. We got a shadow deck in the last video, and I won't spoil how that went. But this time, we're going to be doing time. So we bought ourselves some gems to do this event, show off a little bit of extra content, and I'm going to go into my time deck. So this is what I'm running for the event. I tried to stay fairly aggressive for a lot of the decks that I'm running. This one's slightly more mid-range than the Shadow deck was. We're running some Sand Warriors. I'm running, so just to get some extra free units onto the board at key turns. We also want to have Ghar, Master Sandmage. I think this card is massively underplayed, and it's going to be good here. So one of the problems with having time is, as you might notice, look at how few spells and like attachments and things we have. There's basically no removal. We can Temple Standard some things out of the way. We can use Xenan Initiation, but there's not a lot of just actual kill stuff. So with that in mind, Silence is another good way to go, and Flyers are another problem for us. So Ghar counts as a really good way to just silence their entire hand. I've run Ghar a few times in Ranked, and it's been absolutely stunning when you can shift it. There's a lot of times if you can shift it early, especially with a little bit of ramp, then, oh man, the card's disgusting. Silencing 3 or 4 units in your opponent's hand can be really, really backbreaking. It's not the easiest thing to do, but when you get there, it's nice. And just being able to play it on turn 1, keep up some pressure, and stop Flyers is actually pretty good. I don't have 4 of them because I am still running some Sandstone Titans. I don't want too many of them, but I thought that it was nice to have a couple in case I can hit it for 5 especially. Like, that's where it really is going to shine. So we've got some Ghars. We have Initiates and Devotees because we're going to be trying to do a lot of ramp. I didn't run Trailmaker because we don't need other colors, and it's a little bit more vulnerable to things like Granite Coin or Vara's Favor, and I'm worried about a couple of those things being around. This one also only dies to Torch, doesn't get hit by a Char, right? Like, so I thought that was a good idea to just not have it as open to some of those things, and a 1-3 is fine. A little bit of the extra damage would have been nice, have it as 2, but I feel like the extra toughness is a little bit better, and even just the flexibility of being able to shift it sometimes if we feel like we need to get 1 extra point of damage unblocked at some point, or if we need to protect it from removal, right, where we're desperately like, okay, our opponent doesn't have anything coming down against us, but they are playing Shadow, and I definitely need to get my turn 3 Praxis Arcanum. Or I need to get like a Xenan Obelisk online for sure. Like, I have to have that power. So a little bit of extra flexibility there makes sense. Teacher Humility and Amaran Stinger almost don't need any introduction. Just really good aggressive units that have been a staple in any kind of time decks in Standard for a while. If you're playing like Xenan or whether it was Praxis, they're just fantastic cards. We've got Aurelian Merchant, and you just always want your merchants. Dawnwalker, because we've got a bunch of different ways to draw it back, and it's one of our few ways of getting a bunch of removal. So if we can pair Xenan Initiation plus Dawnwalker, then we actually have a renewable removal spell, which is something that we're really lacking in this, right? We don't have a lot of removal, and being able to set up a Dawnwalker that way is nice. The downside of having to have 4 time isn't really a downside when you're in mono time, so that's what we're counting on. We have Cykalis as more aggression for us. Sandstorm Titans stop any Flyers. Justice can be a little bit of a problem that way if they're running a bunch of Icarias and Sadidi and Amelie and things like that. At least we can try and stop them from being able to crack in for free. Moonstone Vanguard's just an incredible value unit. And same with Worldbearer Behemoth. We're only running 2 of these because we kind of ran low on slots, and I thought it was a little bit better to have a little bit more Moonstone Vanguards and have a couple of Titans in case of Flyers rather than just go all in on Worldbearer. Worldbearer getting extra power isn't super key for us either. It's really nice with both Praxis Arcanum and Xenan Initiation, which this one can do Accelerate to give it charge, or, you know, we can give it Killer. Same with Moonstone Vanguard. These are both just really good for that. The thing is that it does just draw you power, and we're not going for, like, 10 drops or something. We don't need insane amounts of power. So it's not going to be insane value. It just helps us get a little bit extra to go up for Xenan Obelisks to get to 8, or to draw through and, you know, make sure that we have enough to double drop our Rhine Arcs and stuff like that, and make our draws a little bit better where we're not drawing multiple power cards in a row, right? We can thin our deck really quickly. We can turn on our sealed Writs too. So it's a fine card to have, but it's not as insanely valuable as it can be if we're running things like, say, Mystic Ascendant, which was a card that I contemplated and eventually cut. We've got Xenan Obelisks, just obviously the card's fantastic. It'll be good to break board stalls against other time decks, and it can just overpower other decks too if we run into any kind of a board stall situation. Just having everything get +2/+2 is insane. We can ramp it out really fast as well. We've got Praxis Arcanum, another ramp card, good for Accelerate for Worldbearer and Moonstone, and if we manage to get it to stick around, then obviously Fleer is not a bad bonus on top of that. Our only removal spell, Xenan Initiation, and then we have our power cards. So we have Predatory Carnosaur, we have like regular time and Amber Monuments, we've got 4 of them. I figured that with all of the ramp that we have, we didn't need to have as much of a worry about having some extra depleted cards or having some monuments and standards that will transmute. Since we do have 4 Devotees and 4 Initiates, I think that we're okay. We'll find out if that's actually the case. I'm still running some Seal of Devotions. We ran into getting a lot of them where they were kind of a problem in one of our last decks. But I don't think that we're super worried about it here. We don't have Zoomin or whatever the name of it is, the 5-drop that costs 5 influence, because I don't think it's as good in the time side of things. Tozbu is a little bit better in my opinion. And yeah, I thought that this was okay to have some extra value, get some warps out, and we can use them as some extra random draws when we hit them. So I'm fine with that. I might want to cut one. Maybe I'll end up regretting it, but I'm going to try it again. We have the Sealed Writ as well, so that we can get 8 damage out of nowhere, which is really fun. Word of Soul is kind of neat. We have Tocas, so if we're against some Justice decks or Shadow decks where they have things like Cabal Standard, or maybe they have some Finest Hours, things like that, then we can stop them from playing spells directly on their units. So if we're looking in that kind of a matchup, we can do that. Or if we just need to get extra power, then it's nice. We've got another Praxis Arcanum. We also have another Xenan Obelisk. Passage of Eons to stop other Praxis Arcanums, crack open Avagrafts if we have to. And we have a Predatory Carnosaur as our last removal spell out of our market. It could be another, like, what's the dinosaur fight card or Predatory? We could do something like that. Like, we could do another fight card in here instead of the Predatory Carnosaur. But I like having it just kind of smashed together so we don't have to rely on not just having a big unit and then having to go and get it. Like, we have to have 2 sides. We have to have a merchant and a big unit for it to be removal if it's just a fight card. Whereas if it's Predatory Carnosaur, it's just both of those smashed together. We can just grab it and it's removal. Downside of that is obviously it's a lot of power. Costs 7, but still, it's good enough, I think. I'm happy with the Predatory Carnosaur in this list. And we're going to jump right on in. Alright, I will see you for the games. Round 1, Game 1. We have a bunch of pledge cards, an Amber Monument that's a little bit awkward with our teacher. I'm going to keep this still. There's a decent chance that we just top a time. And we do have the ability to play this on turn 3 and follow it up with like another Cykalis. I'm thinking this is fine. Again, I wanted to shout out the subs and patrons because I didn't in the last video. And if you watch, we're going to be doing all of the different colors, so you'll want to watch all these videos. I just want to do 1 per color, so you can check out the loyalty event, get them out right away, and you can test them yourself and decide which color you like the most. I'm going to put Cykalis out here. I'm going to hope that we can draw enough power cards to get to Moonstone Vanguard. Be a little bit risky. There, got Dawnwalker, nice. I'd also want to shout out my wonderful sponsor, inkgaming.com, by the way, which you can check out down below for our promo code. If we go Dawnwalker, then we have the ability to do Initiation and Teacher next turn. That's gotta be the right decision.
You cannot put out.
So we're gonna go ahead and lead Dawnwalker here. Shadow's scary. Huh. Nothing. Well, I'll attack and see what they do. Again, nothing. Doesn't look like they have a spell either.
Time quickens.
I'm gonna do both of those. I just want to get Teacher down if I can. Alright, well, this is interesting. Well, do I Cykalis? Or do I start getting Moonstone? I think Cykalis is fine. I could have waited and see what I drew. I don't think it really matters. It's not much of a gamer.
Now,
really
the real
stuck.
training begins.
And Moonstone Vanguard. I'm going to hold on to the Xenan Initiation. If I draw a power card, I can Moonstone and Xenan. Yeah, and I don't think it mattered anyways. Our opponent obviously got in a lot of trouble there. I didn't see if they mulliganed down to 6. They might have wanted to. I don't know what was in their hand, but... Oof. Unfortunate game for them. Okay, game 2. This is a very interesting one. I might still keep it. We're on the draw. If I was on the play, I wouldn't. But on the draw, I think it's okay. We get Dawnwalker, and then we draw another power card, and we've got Sandstorm Titan and Cykalis. Maybe... Do I play Cykalis? Cykalis as the pledge. Maybe I do. Could be very reasonable. Because then we have Sandstorm Titan still on 4. Especially seeing Oni Ronin, I think that's okay. I haven't seen a fire deck yet. So that's kind of nice. Hopefully they don't have, like, double Oni Ronin now. Granite Coin. Scary card against Dawnwalker. Yeah, Granite and Drone. That's unfortunate. Sand Warrior is kind of punished here by us not having another time card, instead having Seal. Ow. Do I Merchant is going to be a good question. It's a blocker that can just kind of stop everything. We do have the Warcry still going on, which is scary. But it'll let us get to Sandstorm Titan, which seems kind of key.
It'll get the job done, guaranteed.
Going into the market, what would they get against time? It's hard to say. Alright, well, that was a good draw. Now I think we just go Dawnwalker, then Sand Warrior. We know that we're still going to be able to get Sandstorm Titan next turn. And this way we can do some active trading. And if we draw another time, then we are able to get Sandstorm Titan and just buy this back. Oh, they're going to factory quota us. Sure. I'm going to trade for War Guy for now. It blocks as much as blocking this anyways. At least on turn 1. Praxis Arcanum. Good card, not good enough. I'd rather just get down that. Hopefully Moonstone Vanguard can get in and kind of stabilize us a bit. Sure, Crimson Firemaw doesn't do anything. Can't get around Sandstorm Titan. Nice. So we could attack in, although they can just triple block. Yeah, it's better to Moonstone here. I'm not worried about the Titan dying.
Let's go!
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of Warcry. Worldbearer does just block it forever, so I could do that. Hope they don't have another torch. I think that's reasonable to do here, and then just go for Xenan Obelisk next turn. If they have a coin, that would be bad, but they obviously didn't, because they played a power card beforehand, so I didn't have to worry about that. Nice of them to show us that. Something you might want to keep in mind is that coin is a thing, right? So now the question is, if I Xenan Obelisk, I take 2, but I also set it up where they just lose their Nimble Conscript into our Worldbearer. I think I like that. also think I'm okay doing this. Nice. Now we don't even take the 2 damage. That was a really sick draw. That's the only other Sand Warrior we have, too. I just have a couple just to try and get a little bit of extra value on some key turns. Like, for example, this one, which is going to be nice. Yeah, that's more than fine for us. Cauldron Cookbook. I mean, yeah, they can cook up some value here, but I think they're too slow at this point. Eating this is huge for us. If they get the torch, that would be scary. If they don't, oof. Wow, and this factory quota is really hurting them. It's doing more work for us than it is for them by a lot. So just attack with everything, and it's going to mean that we get to play both Sandstorm and Teacher. And I can't imagine that our opponent gets out of this. I mean, their own factory quota is dragging them.
You cannot put out the light.
Yeah. Seems like a pretty good board position for us to be in. Whew. Well, we've had some really, really good starting hands so far and 2 easy games. I'm definitely going to keep this. This looks nasty. I don't think we want to pledge here. Like the idea of just drawing a power card and being able to curve out. Maybe that's a bit greedy, but I don't think it's that bad for us. I mean, also, we could have gotten Devotee of Sands or Initiate, and that would have been good, too. They've got to get rid of the Xenan Initiate. Oh, maybe Aurelian Merchant. Maybe. If they get Dawnwalker, that'd be awesome for us. They see the combo. I would think it's Initiation, but it could certainly be Merchant. I think that it'd be a mistake to Dawnwalker, though. You've got to be worried that we just go power into power and get Sandstorm Titan right away, and then you're in trouble. So we go up to 4 with that anyways. Do I want a Merchant here? I think for now I just like Dawnwalker. Then if they kill the Dawnwalker, we have the Cykalis. They could have been worried that we can just go Merchant into another Xenan Initiation. They're playing Abduct. Okay. Huh. That sure is a thing. Do they have the Dark Return? That's pretty wild. I definitely did not expect Abducts. Sure. If they've got the Dark Return, I have to give them a clap. Yeah! Oh, man. That is probably not something that you should be doing, but hell yeah. I'm glad our opponent's just having a buck wild time. It's hard to assemble. I don't know that it's necessary, but hey, it's cool that they're having fun. I like that. We've got a great curve now, though. Sure, annihilate that. We still just get to keep slamming. Ooh, and we get a temple. We've got them at 11. They're still stuck on 3 power. They're 2 turns away from ever using our Worldbearer Behemoth against us.
Come forth!
Ooh, that would have been really, really cool to have before now. So you could go for like a Tocas.
Accustomed.
I could Temple Tactic it back to their hand. It's not a bad idea. Maybe even just go for Xenan Obelisk. Could go for the Carnosaur in case we draw another power card, and then we can just win the turn afterwards. I think I like this. Let's see if they block. They don't. I'm going to return it. The reason being that if we draw a power card, I want a Predatory Carnosaur and get a blocker out of the way. This might have been where I wanted to go.
Now it's my turn.
Okay, well, we will sacrifice and hope for power. Praxis Arcanum. Kind of. Almost does it. It'll let us buy back the Dawnwalker as long as they don't kill it. It's very possible that they do that. They have enough for our Worldbearer now. We can kill that if we want to. Do they have Cabal Tactic? Rapid Shot. Wow. I'm surprised they're doing that for the Merchant. Just know that I need this Predatory? Get out of here. That sucks. I'm really surprised they'd have done that when they have Worldbearer. Wow, that seems wild. I can't believe they did it. I knew that was a mistake, but it just ended up punishing us specifically because of what we had. Felt like Worldbearer would have been a much safer choice. Oh well, nothing I can do about it now. Gross. Looks like it's the game. I don't think I can recover from this. I like that they get us with the Abduct Dark Return combo, quote unquote. That's pretty amazing. Not attacking with Xenan? Okay, yeah. They should definitely be attacking with all of them. That would have been insane if they didn't. It would have actually given me the opportunity to Temple Tactic, keep this alive, and maybe have a chance. But yeah, at this point, we can just scoop. This is a great hand. I like this one. 2-1. Got a winning record so far. It's not too bad. A lot of Shadow decks, and I think that that's correct. Shadow is really disgusting in this. Shadow is going to be a tough time. We've got a nice starting hand here. Initiate into Amber Monument should be pretty good. We can get Teacher Humility down turn 2 anyways, and not have to worry about it being depleted later. We're getting close to a turn 4 Worldbearer, which I would like.
You're a sad bum.
Glad that we didn't run into Vara's favor. I'd have loved to be on the play, because, oh, turn 2 having this would have been so much nicer. Alright, we're gonna Temple Standard right now. I could have gone for Praxis Arcanum.
Now, the real training begins.
No removal in Shadow. That's not a bad time for us. Do I play another Teacher? Maybe, actually.
You're a sad bunch.
I'm gonna go for more sad bunches. And Vara. Please no Vara. I don't love having Amethyst Waystone in these decks. I don't think it's a necessary thing to have, and it can be a downside. Do they really want to give us more cards right now? And especially, like, they've got disciplinary weights on them, right? Getting the extra cards off of Nightfall specifically is not always the best thing to do. Yep.
Take this! Take this!
And they just thought chump blocking and what they get is going to cost more. This is a fantastic position for us to be in. They might have a Stray into Shadow. That could save them.
One
Cabal
shot will do
Repeater.
it.
Yeah, that's not enough. I kind of feel like Praxis Arcanum into Dawnwalker. Oh, actually, we could do it into Cykalis, although that doesn't really help us because then it doesn't have charge. We'd have to attack first, is what I mean. Yeah, I think I like this. And I don't mind trading off that at this point. We've got so much damage coming into them.
Take this!
Oh, wow.
Take this!
That's surprising
Now,
to me.
the real training begins.
I don't think now is the time when they can go for that. Alright, I want to Ghar them just because I can Ghar them, and Ghar is disgusting. Silencing every unit in their hand is so sick. We might have had better options there, but man, shifting in Ghar so that everything that they have is blank. No more Sabus, Varas are just 3/4s. Ugh. It's mean. When they have this many cards, that's just so backbreaking. Surprised they're still playing. Strain to Shadow doesn't save it, yeah. They lose their own unit and we still have Worldbearer and they don't have enough power to do anything else at that point. Cool. Cool, cool. We saw the last game play exactly into what Time's strength is. I think that Time is second or third best monocolor in this. I might be wrong. Maybe Fire is better. I don't particularly think that it is because people know what it's going to be doing and it doesn't have answers to things like Vara. I feel like Shadow is just because of how much removal it has. And Time is good because of the ramp. So Time has the problem of no removal and no real way of interacting with the opponent too much. But its advantage is that it has those sick curve outs that the other decks can't really deal with sometimes. Being able to get an early Devotee or an early Initiate and then just start carving like Stingers and Teachers and other insanely value-costed units is really gross. You've got some big nasties in Time. Alright, well, I think I changed my mind. I think I want to go Teacher into Amaran Stinger. I was going to Devotee, but this is probably a little bit better. They've got Order of the Spire. I see. Well,
I'll finish this good.
Which of these two would you like to block?
Take this!
Neither? Neither is a choice.
Now, the real training begins.
I assumed they held back to double block, but I guess not? Not even a chump block? Wow. Our opponent has a lot of faith in this. Sure. I guess that they're just going to assume that I never hit a Scorpion Trap, which is possible. Unlikely, but possible.
You cannot put out the light.
I'm going to keep racing.
Take this!
I'm being a little bit greedy here myself. Alright. Like, they have to hit removal and not hit any Scorpion Traps was the thought.
Peace is its own
Deputy.
reward.
Sure. Mantle of Justice. Sure. Got a lot of mantles. We just need to draw one Scorpion Trap, please.
Trouble is coming.
You cannot put out the light.
I mean, we need to race them here, I think.
Take
And we've
this!
also got to eventually hit a Scorpion Trap. Blocking with that is weird. This thing's got Overwhelm. There we go. That'll change things really quickly.
Peace is its own reward.
Alright, attack the 7/7. Just take it. What if we swing back with everything? Block two things. So they block here. Block this there. They take 7. So they're not dead. Although we can kill that, and if we do that, then they block here and they're just dead. Question is if they have removal. I don't... or removal. Pump spell, I mean. Crown Watch. Okay. That should be the game. Unless I have done very bad math. But I think we've done good math. It's looking good for us.
Take this!
Looks pretty good for us. Whew. 4-1, doing pretty good. This one's close. We are first. We can play Devotee into Amaran Stinger. I'm gonna keep the Sand Warrior makes this almost a mulligan to 6, though, is the problem. If we draw another time, that would be okay. Definitely not be sad about it. We kind of need to draw 2 is the problem. But drawing power cards here isn't the worst for us either. They're playing Shadow. I need this to live, so I'm going to shift it. A little weird, but I think that it makes sense, because if it dies, then we're in a lot of trouble.
battlefield awaits! I'll finish this quickly.
Now we have to hold back, which sucks. Hoping for like a Rift Knife
blaze a
Assassin.
path.
The Rift Knife Assassin would have been okay. No removal.
I'll finish this quickly.
Now the question is, do I take the risk and attack with both? And I think yes. Maybe we get lucky enough and hit a Scorpion Trap right away and the Black Hole can't get in. Nope. Fair enough. I could have waited one more turn, maybe had this for a blocker against Black Hole.
A single shot is all it takes.
Ooh, boy. Suffocate. I'm surprised to see Suffocate. It seems so easy to play Annihilates and Desecrates instead, because Annihilate will hit everything. Ooh. I'm kind of surprised by that one. This is rough. I did keep this hand. We got punished appropriately for it, though.
We'll blaze a path.
Just haven't drawn good power at all, and our opponent's been taking good advantage out of that. Really, really nice top decks. Getting the Warcry, getting the Inspires right away, having a million Suffocates. Yeah, we're definitely just out of this one. Sick draw from them. I'm really surprised by Suffocate, though. That feels like a strange choice for me. Ooh, mama. Do I want this hand? No, I think we can do better than... I just kept it anyways. I mean, this is fine. I think we can do better than this was the problem. I guess we Temple Standard. It's so awkward because I want to get Sand Warrior down. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind having it because we're pretty flooded, I say as I draw another power card. Thankfully, we've got the Merchant to trade it away. This isn't a bad hand, it's just not great. Opponent in
Back to dust.
Merchant, trade away the Seal of Devotion. And I could get Tocas, or you could get Xenan Obelisk. I kind of like either one of those. I certainly don't mind Tocas here. Just another unit would be nice. We've got it for 5 next turn, Devotee plus Tocas, and we get Temple Standard that way. Still gives us more power as well. And it stops them from having things like Finest Hours later. Tocas is fine here. We're trying to do it exactly against the style of Justice deck, right? We don't know if they're the right Justice deck to do it against, but it makes a certain amount of sense. That's obnoxious. Well, I will offer a trade. And I played the depleted power there in case Tocas gets silenced, because we still want a Worldbearer. The minute we drew Worldbearer, I knew that I needed to do it that way. I'd have liked to have gotten the Temple, but it's just so much safer. Paladin Oathbook. Alright, we are off to the races. Trading 4 for 6. But they're hoping that it'll get better later. This is interesting. So we have a new plan.
Blink, and you'll miss it.
Treasure for the taking.
This might have been a mistake, because they could have a Vanquish, but I'm going to do it this way. Because I want to go Worldbearer Behemoth into Xenan Initiation and just pop off the Valkyrie Enforcer. Or maybe Hojin.
A fine battle.
Either way. And we have another Merchant. Merchant can get Predatory Carnosaur, which is a 7/7. Alright, I'm happy with killing our good friend Hojin here then.
I will have justice.
So they have something. I think that it might be Finest Hour because they keep pausing, but not using it. It wasn't Defiant, so they'd have done something like kill us. I think Tocas really got them here. Because Finest Hour can still target our units, so they would have the ability to play it, and it would still pause. And they're dead. Cool. I think we did exactly what we wanted to do, and then Tocas punished them. Sweet. Oh, no way I'm giving up this hand. This hand is sweet. I really wish we were on the play with this one, though. Teacher. Turn 2 Teacher into turn 3 Dawnwalker, and then Initiation backup is very sick. This is terrifying, though. Oh my god. That's a lot of ramp really fast. Ooh, boy. Alright, let's get lucky. Yeah, this is really terrifying. Yup. That's the kind of thing I was worried about. Brutal. Turn 3. Oh. Remember I said that time's advantage is that it can just have a nut draw that is impossible for most decks to beat? Hey, nut draw, how you doing? That's really gross. I want to play one of these depleted because I do need to have 3 time eventually. That is absurd. And they have the killer for it. There's no way we can win this game. I mean, that's the absolute nut draw. That's the best hand you can have. Yeah, that's so sick. And another power card. Oh, that was very fast. Gross start. That's the kind of hand that we want to do. And you're very, very unlikely to hit, but that's what you're hoping to get. Still, managed to do okay. Got 5 wins, so time doing pretty good here. And we're going to be going into more decks soon. We've already done Shadow. We've done Time now. We're going to be doing Primal up next, and then Justice, and then finally Fire. And a big shout out again, of course, to our wonderful sponsor, inkgaming.com. I really do appreciate everybody who's subbed to the channel and who follows me on Twitch and all that stuff. Checks out all the stuff that I'm doing. Ink Gaming has helped sponsor me through all of that. This is my full-time job, so all of the support that you give me really does help, even if it's just to follow and like check me out on Twitter and let people know when I'm live or when videos come out. Share it on Reddit, show it to your friends that play Eternal, that kind of stuff. Or if your friends don't play Eternal and they play things like Slay the Spire and all the other roguelikes and stuff that I put on the channel, that's super helpful too. Alright, I will see you for another few games with another deck right away.